18th, 2025. People are talking, they all know they're trying to get the drug cartel released. I know. They bragged that a few weeks ago. I went on Google where they were lying that they could attach it for my lying ex-daughter-in-law, Melissa. They can't. The only thing they can do by discrediting me is to get the FBI not to pay me and the whole case thrown out, where they said they're trying to get every drug cartel dealer released that was caught on their surveillance, that the informant was a liar, nothing credible. They had no right around her or that surveillance, and since everything was a lie and not credible, and that agent had no right opening it, and he's not credible either, that every drug cartel that they came across, they had no right around them. So everybody needs to be released. That's what they're doing. Agent John, I need you to get a backbone. Where they have called you a coward. They even admitted they used hypnotic drugs on me when they drugged me and told me to say it before. It's already documented and verified. August 4th, 25, they admitted they used hypnotic drugs on me when they drugged me and told me to say it before. That's why I had a metal taste in my mouth. Dutch Valley Restaurant, August 5th, 25, as if Agent John didn't know. They used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. He was telling people he knew she was being drugged, being raped before the case started. He even let him torture her. Is he some kind of coward? Where they publicly mocked you, June 7th, 23, how they fooled you with their stunner tapes before mocking you. July 24th, 25, a guy on a motorcycle, one of the investigators, they did a body ratio of the tape of Weird With Yourself. It was some other woman showering, and they put my head on her body. It wasn't even my body. They photoshopped everything on it. Where they said they did, they did. And let's see, August 7th, 25. Investigators walk in Walmart 62. That they have the tape of them calling you a coward. And them admitting to drugging me and telling me to say it before, and they even admitted to using hypnotic drugs. And that I had no memory. Y'all look crazy to me. I never had these people in my home. I just woke up with bruises, throwing up, infected, heart racing, almost passing out. Or I would take a drink out of a Diet Coke in the room and go to Zan Black. Yesterday, they were talking in Walmart West Test. They said that in Portage County, they're allowed to drug people. No, they're not. We've seen where she uploaded it. It's a pharmaceutical torture. It is. No coerced confession is admissible. Okay? Now we're going to put it this way. August 31st, 25, Macy's, Summit Mall. A guy answers the phone. It is documented, verified. They used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. She has no memory of what those people did. No one's to say a word. A guy upstairs. She said she had a metal taste in her mouth she couldn't get rid of. They used hypnotic drugs. She has no memory of anything. Other ones saying they were going to tell some guy named Keith what was going on. Some lady downstairs, no one say a word. It's already documented, verified. They used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. She has no memory of any of what those people did to her. No one say a word. Do you realize what we look like to her? Insane bastards. How would you like to take a shower and wake up with bruises, throwing up, infected? Migraine, headache, thinking the well water is giving you cancer. Come in from working outside, wash your hands, make something to eat and drink, and it's out of a 2-liter Diet Coke. Go use the bathroom, wash your hands, come out, take a drink, and it happens again. The only thing you did is to come in contact with that water. Thinking it was killing me. Never even had my neighbors in my home. Had family repair guys, installation guys, and 2 silly officers on August 8th of 18. Came out at midnight. Light in the outside security system. Looked like an alien or a angry spirit. Told me to buy a dog and let a dog handle it. They didn't want bothered. Nobody else. Never seen. Never talked to him. Don't know who Melissa's divorce attorney is. Supposed to be him. Thought I had to take John's mom out so I couldn't help him. He's afraid of a 51-year-old fat woman in a skirt. What's wrong with you? And Dave hiring some guy named Pete on his own, got the cartel involved. Make sure Dave got everything. And then that attorney's office is supposed to be going after the FBI case. And they want it thrown out and every drug dealer released. Okay? You better get a backbone. Agent John. On September 10th, 25, I was in... Oh, we'll go back before this. July 25th, 25, Walmart 62. Oh, probably between 8 and 10 in the morning. Where I had left Bob Evans, I go in and some couple had got smart about that Will guy. And I blew up. I walked into Walmart 62. Carl went to use the bathroom. That investigator from 18. I told that couple never to say a word to her again. I interviewed John years ago. Said nothing bad ever happened to him. So did all her kids. The guy said, well, they're supposed to have her drugged and told to say blah, 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 blah. And he was pissed. Okay? September 10th, 25. We went where Carl's stepchildren from his second wife has robbed him blind. And I sent it to the Stark County Sheriff's copy of cash checks from them. Over 60 grand, I can get more. The FBI and police under surveillance got them getting another 6 grand in cash. They robbed that man blind. He wants nothing to do with them. It was a circus and a sideshow. I go to leave the courtroom. That judge is in the hallway, and that hallway is bugged. It is bugged. They were down here. They said she's nothing but a liar. Nothing she said is credible. And everyone's to get even with her. So they were going to let them kill my husband. Where his stepson, Bob Lester, admitted he beat Carl. Carl's like, I'm scared for my life. He said, oh, I was only 15 when I did it. And Carl's like, liar. He was way up in his 20s beating on a 60-year-old man. He seen him outside knowing he was angry at him. He shit himself. And kept shitting himself until he was gone, and then it stopped. He's that afraid of him. And that judge said, oh, it's fine. They can be around him. They're his stepchildren. Where they lied to that judge that they did not have a father. Mr. Blue, their father, was in that house 6 months before she married Carl. That Deb where she said she never had a father. The other two are not immaculate conceptions. He was in the house till 6 months before Carl. She had a dad her whole life. Raised her, married on her own. 26 years old, living with her husband with another child. She lied. Came out of that courtroom and laughed at me. The other two in there lying, they have stole tens of thousands of dollars from him. That's where they were screaming they want him in a life because they want his money. And where Deb lied to everybody, he's got $1 million. He's only got 6 grand. They took where oil wells went around his property, not on, around. They ran a pipeline through it. Got 2 large settlements out of it. You only get the one-time big settlements. And then guess what? You only get a little bit where everybody a mile around gets so much. $100 check, $1,000 check of royalties. We owe them 66 grand. They gave him too much where they stole his money. She tells everybody he's a millionaire. He told them last year the big money's gone. You took it all. There is no more big money. They call him a liar. Deb tells everybody he's a millionaire. They think where Kathy Stoneman, his attorney, they use you as an ATM, Carl. The ATM's closed. The ATM's almost broke. But they have this imaginary $1 million that he's got that he doesn't have. They want his land to sell. They want to rob him. His son Rick, they've got him all inside. You know, if they would have been good and just sat there, I signed off on the farm. When he died, people would have got their portion that he left to them. But where they're inciting him, we got to do something now. We got to take care of it now. Oh my God! Karen's evil. She's going to take everything. There's nothing to take but the land. Get it? Little bit of royalty checks whenever they start back up. That's it. Where they make up the $1 million lie, it is a $1 million lie. You know what happens when you threaten his son Rick? He told Carl he's got a plan to bash us both in the back of the head. The FBI and police have him even saying it. Take us out to Youngstown. They're going to have us, has an attorney and a doctor have us wrote up that we're incompetent. Carl's getting thrown in a nursing home out there. Everything we own signed over to Rick. And he's walking off on it, and they don't know what they're going to do with me. An investigator even said yesterday when he said he was going to bash him in the back of the head, he's going to kill them both. See, that was part of the FBI case. They said that they had an attorney's office and a doctor that's not one of hers, that they're going to have him write up incompetent or insane and signed everything over to them. I thought they were just being mean. But the dumping ground, I guess, is Youngstown. In over 7 years, they got it set up. It's kidnapping people, harming them, and having fraud wrote up and then extortion under it. That's where he even told his daughter, Audrey. His son, Rick, told his sister, Audrey. He has it all planned. And now they've went quiet. Am I scared for my life? Yes. And that Veronica, his other stepdaughter, took him for, close to 20 grand? There's no more big money. It's all gone. He tried to tell him I had to pay $100,000 in taxes of the 300 grand. They took over 100, way over 100, 150. Where he said they took 50,000 in cash, I bet they did, because they took 6 grand in front of me, in front of the FBI and police. It's not unreasonable, and if I dig through more of that checkbook, we'll find more checks. He had to pay for his wife's funeral, headstone, false teeth. He needed things done without for years while they were robbing him blind. When I moved in, he had ragged shoes. I paid for this move. We will be moving out of Tuscarawas County. That one judge that reviewed everything and said it was okay. Desi, his biological daughter, said she's known for being corrupt. The one that overseen it, like my attorney said, I had never seen such a circus show and a judge allowing it. Of people lying, changing their story, and purposely lying, and even admitting to harming someone, and then a judge letting them back around and saying their family, they're not his children, they're his second wife's children. Mr. Blue was in that home until 6 months before she met Carl, raised Deb from the time she was born as her father. And that's where Lester Blue, Veronica Blue, had a biological father till they were in their teenagers. And with them being teenagers and her being an adult, she probably took him over to see their dad. He was still very much alive when Carl married Brenda. They lied to that judge that that's the only daddy they had. That is not. He is only their mother's second husband. See, that's where investigators showed up and where Deb threw herself sexually all over my husband in the court house, making out with him, gave him thrush. She's dirty, nasty. She's 6 foot, 350 pounds, hair, smelled, built like a quarterback, had hair cut off and no teeth, and she infected his whole mouth. He's a severe diabetic. They only want the land, and did they buy him birthday gifts? No. Did they buy him Christmas gifts? No. But they blame everything on me, and like Audrey and Desi said, Karen, you're not the problem. They are. Brenda brought this. She seen my dad with that big trucking job, and they seen that farm, and Brenda robbed him blind the whole time they were married and put it in her kids. And Mr. Blue was still alive. Their biological father, and they knew him. See, they make up a lie that he died after Deb was born, never knew her father. Well, how did Lester and Veronica come around? They're not immaculate conceptions. Huh? Oh, and then he was supposed to kick Bob in the balls. Some dead guy kicked Bob in the balls, and he's supposed to beat the kids and hit it on a birthday. Everything's a lie. They can't keep their story straight, and they only want to rob him, and they're going to end up killing him for it. I'm going to get my sweet husband out of here. I need my money, Agent John, and you need to get a board down your back. Where that crop judge, when I walked by, they were all down here saying she's the biggest liar. Nothing she said is credible, and everyone's to get even. So she was going to let him kill my husband. Some guy behind the door. I had every right to do what I did to her. I had a right to know what I was against. The guy that's afraid of a 51-year-old fat woman in a skirt breaking in private homes, harming them. That loser. Like they said, it was that office and men that work for him. They're the ones telling everybody they're the Portage County Sheriffs. We're talking about it in Walmart West Husk. They're framing them. And it's that office framing Judge Ludick. See, Agent John? Now, right on Google, where they say, if any police get caught telling an FBI informant is a liar and is not credible, they are to be arrested for obstruction to justice and tampering with evidence and a witness in aiding and abetting crimes. That's what that office is doing. And see, you need to get a backbone. You need to rise up and above these people. You better rise up above these people. You better get a backbone, mister. You better tell them my informant was very credible. Everything she said was honest. Dear God, these people walked in my office and admitted they were illegally monitoring her. They already knew she called FBI. They confessed they were trying to kill her because some idiot called her a faker. My God, they even said they had sodium pentothal reports and they were drugging her and having her say stuff. I always knew she was framed. And they were beating, raping her because somebody called her a faker 15 years ago, and some idiot making up a lie on her. Her life was in high danger. When I opened that informant case, I had every legal right to open that informant case. Her life was in high danger. It's a threat and attempt at life case. And I had rights to have the police surveillance, and every drug dealer we got underneath that police surveillance, we got it legally with a legitimate case, with an honest informant. The predators already confessed to me in my office. They were trying to kill her, and they were harming her. I had every right to open that threat and attempt to life case. It was very much legitimate. And I always knew Karen never lied to me. She can't lie. Like the police say, she can't lie to us. We can refer back to the case and where we got it under surveillance. You don't get a backbone, mister. And you don't stand up to these predators. That office will get your case thrown out. And every drug cartel will walk from Judge Peters in Florida. 100 men, the thousands that the U.S. Marshals got off of it, the Buffalo, New York, human traffickers, all the ones in Michigan, California, and all the other hundreds in Ohio. Thousands of drug cartel serial killers will be released into Ohio and the United States. And where thousands were dying and being taken, it will happen again. You cannot sit back and let this person ruin my reputation and the reputation of your case. Because when they get done with me, they're going to go after your freedom, buddy. that you opened the case to steal. And that's all they've been saying since the beginning. You opened the case to steal. You didn't open it to get the drug dealers. That it wasn't a legitimate case. That you're not credible too. Because when they said, why are they calling him a coward? They think you're a coward and you will not stand up to him. Mister, you need to get a backbone. You need to stand up to him. You say, you leave my little FBI informant alone? She's never lied to us? Dear God, they came in my office and confessed. The bastards confessed to me they were doing this to her. I had every right to open that case, and everything I got was under a legal case for threat and attempt to life case for an informant. And she never lied, and I can prove it. Everything she said and everyone that was involved. Well, I can refer back to the case and get it. And I'm arresting you for interfering in an FBI case and obstructing justice and aiding and abetting the drug cartel. Get a backbone, mister. Stand up to these people that are trying to help the cartel get away with murder here. I like my money. I need to get my husband out of here. You need to take care of that judge that sat over the where we tried to get a restraining order against his stepchildren from his second wife. That has a real father. Like investigators said, we all know those people grew up with a real father. And why are they so attached to Carl? Because they're robbing him blind. And they want his land. And they have incited his son to threaten murder and actually have a plan to kill him and me. To steal that land and that imaginary $1 million. I need to get Carl out of here, and I need to hide him unless you want to show up. And it better be Officer Mark or Officer John. You know, the agent that dated Michelle on a Rouge, and I have been told that it was the one that I call Officer John, and I found out through the Stark County Sheriff he's a federal agent. And his name's not John. Got her to confess on March 27th, 25 after midnight outside my work. My car is bugged from the FBI. That he got Michelle to confess that that doctor from before was never one of mine. He works for them and they had lied. He was one of my doctors. She doesn't even know who he is. And when they bashed in my head, they tried to kill me or leave me incompetent. It didn't work. He had got it out of Dave. That a girlfriend from before me had him marry me so he could get a job at my dad's factory. He could give her extra money. And she could use my insurance. Have free insurance to use. And he'd even got it out of the Vegas. Why would you say it offended you that Strange calling her a faker 6 months after that traffic accident she had nothing to do with? Said it never did offend them. Didn't even concern them. They lied so people would help out. Because how could it? Her father murdered her kid. And vehicular homicide, speeding, ran a stop sign into a semi, where I had had 6 to 10 surgeries. My muscles locked up. Went to a bunch of crackpots. And it is wrote up as fraud. Medical malpractice, medication errors. Medication errors, like they said, means false diagnosis and wrong meds. They didn't say allergic reaction. They said medication errors. It means fraud. And medical malpractice and medication errors almost killed me. My whole body swelled up. I had my knees drained by orthopedic doctors, gave me canes and braces because my legs are popping out of place. My thyroid, adrenal gland shut down. Heart attacks, seizures. Lying so bad they wanted to remove my pituitary gland. Told me I had level 2 brain tumors and all these other diagnoses, and the lying killing me. Ripping off my insurance. I went to my community health center in 2000 to October and November 2002. It's documented. Those doctors are known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, making them sick, getting kickbacks from the drug companies, and sharing with their associates and friends. And the only thing that was wrong with me was my muscles locked up. Dr. Eli agreed, got me on fentanyl patches. In over 9 months, I slowly got well. And by October, November of 2002, by April, I'm almost well. May 3rd, 2003. Was a traffic accident I had no part of. I was at home with my whole family. Brian Laney had to show up and tell us. Okay? I was almost well. And by July, I got all the way well. It's documented and proven medical malpractice. And over years later, redocumented by the doctors. They encouraged us to sue them, to remove the state, to pull their license. They'd even represent us in court. By November 2003, my sister Linda is following her husband cheating on her with Katie. Got caught. They thought it was me, and Strange made up that lie to get rid of me and push my kid to suicide. So I make sure I'd never come back. And then just lied. 6 months later, had nothing to do with them. Didn't even concern them. And it was the stupidest lie. It took me 9 months to get well. And it's documented fraud. They told Officer Mark and the other guys in September or in October of 18 that it's medication errors, medical malpractice, and fraud. It was the medicine making me sick. And the only thing that was wrong with me was my muscles locked up. Now, Agent John, you better get a backbone, because every cartel person will walk. They're trying to get your FBI case thrown out. You either stand up to them and say, my God, I had every right to be around her. I had every right to open that case. It is a very legitimate case. Those idiots walked in my office and confessed they were trying to kill her because some idiot called her a faker. They admitted they were using sodium pentothal on her, drugging her. That is pharmaceutical torture. You can't break in somebody's home and drug them up. No coerced confession is admissible. And I know you're sleepwalking underneath those amnesias, hypnotic drugs, or whatever they were using. I'm one of the drug dealers. It's illegal to drug somebody's 20 years. They had admitted they were having her beat and raped, and I wanted who was involved in doing this to a human being, and who else. I had every right to open that threat and attempt to life case. They admitted they were trying to kill her to me. That case is legitimate. Karen never lied on one thing. And every bit of surveillance we got on a legitimate case. And she's never lied once. And everything she said is credible, and I can prove it with an FBI case. I have the Stark County Sheriffs, the Marshals, and the FBI has been taping this. I'll arrest you for, tell them you'll arrest them for obstruction of justice and aiding and abetting crimes. They try to get your case thrown out, they're going to go after you next. I need my money. I need to get out of here. See, I Googled it. They can't attach my money. The only thing they can do is get the whole case thrown out so I don't get paid, and then every drug dealer walk. That's what they're doing. Get a backbone, mister. You better get a backbone. And you stand up to these people. You need to take care of that judge that let that fiasco go. And someone admitting to harming somebody and beating them before, and the person says they're afraid for their life. What the hell are you doing letting them around? Those people have the fathers. And they were in the home 6 months before Carl. And that one girl grew up with a father. They were lying because they're stealing from him. Get a backbone. Better, or thousands of cartel will be released. Because you had no right around me then. You had no right surveillancing. It's supposed to be Melissa's divorce attorney. They said some guy in Massillon in 18 and 19, and in January 19 was helping him get away with crimes. It's him in his office. Get it? They're trying to set the cartel free. Get a backbone. You better rise up and above them and stand up for what's right. You better rise up. So where I've been telling my husband today, where his son said that he's got all these things planned, you tell him, he's went quiet. This is scary. They've all went quiet. They're planning something. You better rise up and above it. You don't let your hurt and pain affect you. I know it hurts, and I know, but you got to rise up above it and stand up against these people. Or I could all both end up dead. I got to find us a new place to live. The FBI ought to be paying for it. I need my money. the case either stands legitimate or everybody walks from all those cartels. I'm going to upload this. Agent John, you better get a backbone. You better do what's right and stand up against these people in your case you opened. How legitimate it was. Stand up to them. You better get a hold of that judge and find out who is in there lying.